My name is Zach Griffith. I am obsessed with hunting big game on their turf and their terms. When I need motivation to push myself, there's certain guys that I feel raise the bar. You're about to meet each of them. These are my hit list.
Yeah, here we go for the 100th time. Hand grenade pins in every line. Throw them up and let something shine. Going at them up.
This last weekend, I finally tracked down two of my good buddies for the hit list. Garrett and Grant Gillespie are brothers and best friends. These two are out of control. They're constantly pounding the hills for coyotes, sheds, running and treeing lions, killing giant mule deer, chasing elk, you name it. The guys are super positive and they're always smiling. They both have great senses of humor, and it's amazing to me how well they get along, even though they're brothers. These guys have been stacking up trophies for a long time, but this year was way, way different. Grant's lucky butt drew two of the best tags you could ever possibly dream of. Number one, the statewide Colorado mule deer tag. And number two, a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep tag. With literally two tags of a lifetime in their pocket. And I say there because the two guys hunt together and it is their tag as a family. The pressure was on. These guys buckled down, used every resource available, and you will not believe how well it turned out. Here's the Gillespies.
Yeah.
That's alright. Farmer Dan's house. Be careful. Attack dogs are gonna get us.
You got the greeting committee, so.
Sweet! I'm glad they're home. What would we do if they weren't here?
Right in the junk. About took me out. Are we okay to film?
Oh yeah, come on
okay.
in. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Oh, we don't do that. Come on.
I'm Zach.
I'm Lynn.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. Yeah, good, really good.
Good. They told you we're filming.
Yeah, they said that you guys. I just was in here getting ready to go.
We appreciate it.
I said, well, good to know.
You know what?
How are you?
I should have said
Hi, good to see you. Good to see you.
What up? Who's yelling up there?
Here comes the monkeys. Uh-oh.
Dude,
What's up, man?
what up?
How's the killer?
Oh, good.
I'm talking about you, not your brother.
Good.
Hey, man. You're good. Look at this. So beefy.
It's all the boxing he's been doing lately, beating up his brother.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Put a little cutaway on Instagram about that
Yeah.
little black guy. There he is.
I just got out of the shower.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good, dude.
What up,
How was
dog?
the hike today? Let's
Gnarly.
see. What'd you guys get?
Oh, Corey has them. Garrett already sold his
What's
best,
up? How are you guys?
best brown from the day.
You guys loaded up on some?
No, he found like a 75-inch brown single, but then they went to lunch afterwards, and Corey's the antler buyer, you know, so. He says, you're buying my lunch, you can keep that antler.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get around here, dude. Let's. This is a badass trophy room.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So we're already live.
We're live. I just got off the hill.
That's a cool hat, dude. That's sick.
This is like my favorite hat.
Oh, I love the flag. I didn't even see that. That's a gangster. I wish I could make my stuff that custom.
Oh, so what up, boys? How's the drive?
Not too bad. We're just BSing the whole time. You been out shed hunting all day?
No, I went glassing this morning for elk, and then went to a different spot for deer, and found a couple browns. One, my buddy Corey found a stud, like 80 incher.
Cool. 4x4?
Yeah.
Nice.
All bladed out. In fact, he found that antler not far from where we killed that buck, like only a couple miles.
That's a
And
cool buck.
They literally are like related. So that's Genesis deer.
Oh, that's right. He's got a sweet frame, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's a sweet deer. So we're getting
Dude, I love when those G2s come together like that.
Don't worry, we'll get to yours.
Oh.
We're working around.
It's like he's not going anywhere.
See, I had to go get some hills on for you. So when I got the height thing behind me.
Yeah.
I'm like a little over 5'6" with heels.
I'll put you and your brother together. I'll make you taller.
I know.
This one of your bucks?
That's Garrett's buck from this year.
Oh, right on.
Well, good to see you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get together for.
That had a good video, right? Is that the one with the cool kill shot?
Cool kill shot video.
Is this your sheep?
This is the Deadhead. So this is the Deadhead Garrett.
Pick them up. Let's see him. So Grant drew a sheep tag.
Pick that up.
He's at the ripe age of 20.
He's 14 years old and he has a sheep tag. Lucky bastard. Oh, he's slipping.
Wait,
That's your ram, right?
Let
Man,
me see. Let me get a different grab on her here. Get out of
that's
there,
so
Hatch.
heavy, dude.
You dang hound dog. So here's my sheep.
Was it a tough hunt?
Oh yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah. Gnarliest hunt.
Did you look over a ton?
Gnarliest hunt.
not
we've
a
ever
ton
done.
actually. Like we looked over a ton scouting. We looked over like 30 different rams scouting, but so it was
See the
7
top.
hours in.
No, she's just kind of.
7-hour hike?
7 hours in on horses, then like a 2-hour hike, and then we actually glassed that ram on Google Earth. 2.33 miles as the crow flies. We glassed him, and he was down across this nasty basin. So we actually, no bullshit, killed that sheep and then just spike camped for the night.
Wow.
English.
Oh yeah.
You
Just kidding.
you could say that one. We'll let it slide.
And then we found this deadhead. I found him. Glassed him up.
Oh, that's massive, dude.
Sick.
Oh, you guys, that is unreal.
That's a big sheep.
I'm gonna hold it. Stay on if I do it this way.
Yeah, that shit. We looked over. We knew.
Yours is a lot tighter, like a lot.
Yeah, this sheep's actually like 3 inches better.
Yeah, I believe
This
it.
sheep's like mid to high.
They don't
mid
broom as
170s,
much when they're that one.
176. So
But this ram, we knew there was for sure a bigger sheep in the unit,
Right.
in the area that we were hunting. But Garrett and I had him at 300 yards and surveyed him and figured out that he was probably about 10 and a half years old. And so we decided it
What
was
do you
an
got?
awesome harvest.
Dude, he's super cool, man. You have great photos too.
7.5 is what we got.
And he ended up, he's 11 years old.
11, huh?
No way.
Wow. See, that's the trophy with sheep is just the age, dude.
Yep.
So what are the bases on these two?
This one's just over 16.
16, yeah.
Just under 16.
Oh.
Just over and just under.
And he's 36 and a half and 36. And I think this room's like 34 and 34 and a half.
You doing a full body mount?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm all about the brooms. Like I
So
like
sick.
it. Yeah. I love that. I mean, they're.
Looks like it's wood.
Oh yeah.
So it's been out in the weather so long, it's just woody.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah. The inside.
Oh, that's my favorite angle on bighorns.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's freaking awesome.
Dude, they're so cool.
Yeah, so he'll be.
I wish the weight of them just blows my mind every time I pick one up.
So.
That's so
I have a
awesome.
desert deadhead too, but I
He's
never
all
found the
gnarly
sheets. I
still.
just found. I couldn't
So
never
it
find
wasn't
them.
really
Someone
good?
probably picked them up, don't you think?
Dude, I think he was in a big like from where I found the first part of his carcass to where I found the last part of his
Just slid off.
was like 400 yards.
The water got in them.
Yeah, and exactly. So it was like on the edge of a canyon, you know. And I found his skull in the bottom. Backtracked his bones all the way up, and this is like a whole day
Yeah,
ordeal.
for me, that's
Backtracked
the
his
coolest
bones all the way up. Looked,
like,
but I'm pretty sure those
your
sheets got
picture-
washed down into the bottom and then flashed.
We would always find ibex horns in the very bottoms, and then the skulls would be halfway up, just like that. They anchor more.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
On what?
The picture of these two
Oh,
like,
on the
on the
log.
fire. You know, you guys. I mean, did you guys tell the story?
Kinda.
Yeah, you had to spike.
To hike out.
So these rams, before opening day, we had tabs on pretty much where the sheep were going to be, and so my dad and Kurt and Garrett and I on the horses went up to the basin out of our camp. We were camped on, it would have been the north side of the basin, and we came up out of camp over to where we anticipated the sheep being opening morning, and they weren't there. And they ended up being a lot farther away. So there's 2 other tags in the entire unit, and
One's an archery tag.
the unit's huge. And we look over and we find a really nice band of rams. There's 5 rams, and one of them I think was the big ram that we were trying to maybe kill. And just how it all worked out, like I said, 2 other tags the entire unit. We watch another hunter come over the ridge,
Oh, jeez.
making a play on that band of rams.
And the biggest ram was actually bedded up underneath them, and they were coming off this cliff, and that big ram was bedded up underneath them, so they actually couldn't see the biggest ram.
She ended up shooting the second biggest ram in the group. She couldn't see the biggest ram when she shot, but it was like a lot, 10, 15 inches bigger than the ram she.
Holy cow.
He was
Yeah.
huge. He was bigger than that one.
Over 180?
He was,
Oh yeah,
he was
I
Yeah.
think he was pushing it. Yeah, he was pushing it.
Jeez.
But so we watch her from like 3,000 yards, shoot her ram, and so we were like, okay, that band of rams is blown out.
Sure.
And I ended up finding this ram and a ram he was living with, like a 160-inch ram, young ram that he was living with. And Garrett and I decided to make a play on him. And my dad and Kurt are like, well, we can't go. We got to stay with the horses. So they stayed with the horses, and we bailed down this avalanche chute. My dad and Kurt actually didn't even think we were going to be able to make it down the chute just because it was so steep. But we made it happen, and we got down the chute, and it took us like 2.5 hours to get to the sheep. Got set up. We were set up the first time at 690 yards, and
Just
the wind in the ravine was just gnarly.
What elevation?
Like 11. I shot him at probably 11.4, 11.5. I think.
Yeah.
So the wind was just way too gnarly, and so we decided to get closer. And it was really hard because it was where in the
Literally at Timberline is where we were sitting at 690.
a super gnarly avalanche had came down a couple years prior, and it just wiped out like a 400-yard wide stretch by probably 800 yards long, wiped out all the pines. And so it was just fresh growth, and they were only like 4 feet tall, and so that's all we had to stalk through. And so we stalked through the fresh growth and got to, what was it, like 320 something?
Yeah, it was like pretty much 300.
And then we
Money is what it was.
looked at him some
Yeah.
more.
Layup.
We looked at him some more. Garrett was behind me with the spotter. He calmed me down and made sure that the ram was as old as we thought. And you can hear him in the video. He says, dude, I think that ram is the solid 10 years old. And so we decided that he was a shooter, and he was right at full curl and a 10-year-old sheep. And so I hammered him.
And so here's the second part of the story. So we hammer this ram. I glassed this deadhead up in August, and there was no way to get to him from the top. We flew it from the plane. It literally looked like he was on a sheer cliff from the plane. This was not even in question to go get this ram, because we were literally planning on the other rams to be not where they were. And we were just planning on hunting way closer to our camp. Like I said, we ended up, when it was all said and done, we were about 4 miles from camp, but up over like 2,000 vertical foot ridge where we ended up killing him. Well, we ended up killing him literally in the same drainage that this deadhead was in, and the deadhead was like 1,000 vert above that ram. And so literally after we killed him, I told him, I said, well, since we ended up right here, I said, I have to go try to get that deadhead. And so he took care of the sheep, caped it, and
Like I said before, the unit is absolutely giant.
it's giant.
And it's crazy how it all came together when we kind of narrowed down where the sheep were in that area, and where we were planning on killing the sheep was still a long haul from that deadhead. And this ram happened to be, I mean, with how steep it was, you could literally throw a rock from that deadhead and hit my sheep 15 seconds later because of how steep it was. But the deadhead was literally right above my sheep. And so he headed out after the deadhead. He said, do you think you can full cape him by yourself?
And when we shot that sheep, it was getting, what time was it? We shot him like 1 in the afternoon.
I think we shot him at 1:30.
So anyway, so we knew when we actually dropped down to go kill that sheep, we told my dad and Kurt, who were sitting way on the other side of the basin on top of that big ridge, we told them straight up, we were like, if we don't kill this sheep, we're going to be back to camp after, we're going to be back to camp, around or after dark. And if we kill that sheep, like seriously, we're going to have to stay the night. And so Dad and Kurt, once we made it happen, they're like, all right, well, we'll see you boys in the morning. And the way that giant ridge is it's like a big basin, and then a big ridge, like 2,000 vertical foot ridge, and we were camped on this side, and we came up over the ridge across the basin and killed the sheep. And so down where the ridge peters out, there's actually 2 trails that come together. And that was about 3 miles below where we had killed the sheep. So we told my dad that we were just going to take care of the sheep, pack them out a little ways, stay the night, and then pack the rest of the way in the morning. So I go get the Deadhead, legitimately the scariest thing I've ever done, and I'm like...
Sketchy, huh?
Yeah, and I'm not a person who gets sketched out, I'm like, okay, let's do it.
I'm 2.5 hours into caping and quartering the sheep.
By yourself, full cape?
So I got completely done. It took me like 2 hours and 15 minutes to full cape, skin out the head, quarter, back straps, tenderloins, and I even started to debone. And it was a solid 2 hours and 20 minutes into it. And like I said, you could have thrown a rock from the Deadhead. So it got to the point where I was 2 hours in, I was like, okay, I'm starting to worry. I'm going to give Garrett another 30 minutes. And then there's a spot where you could drop down back to where I shot the ram. And you could look back up.
Yeah, get a glass on him.
You could look back up into the cliff. So I was like, in 20 minutes, I'm gonna have to bomb down and go look back up and find Garrett rolled off of a cliff somewhere.
Right.
And right,
He used to get all his stuff, right?
And right as I was to the point where I'm like, okay, he's got 10 more minutes, I'm gonna go down there. He blows around the corner and he's all pumped. He's got the sheep head on his pack, and he says, quote, when he gets down to the bottom of the hill, he says, if you could give me the option to fight a grizzly bear with a knife or go get that Deadhead again, he says I'd probably fight the grizzly bear. It was so gnarly. And
horrible.
the worst part was I heard, like when he was halfway down, I heard some rocks tumbling and rolling and tumbling and rolling. And I'm like, huh. So and what actually happened was the sheaths, he had the skull strapped onto his pack.
And the sheaths popped off.
The sheaths fell off and they rolled down like an even steeper avalanche.
Oh no.
It was not good.
So he had to completely drop his pack and somehow get off these ledges to go down and get the sheaths.
Just one landed right.
How did the ram die, man?
I honestly, you know what? There's a couple. This is my honest opinion. So he couldn't have fell because above him was like an overhung, like.
Yeah, he would have fell backwards down.
No way he could have fell and landed on that ledge. No way anybody could have shot him where he was at, like a hunter shot him and not got to him, because once again, he most likely, even if they did shoot him right there, he would have rolled. Plus, he was just in such a hard spot to see. When I got up to the carcass, the lower jaw was broke. I am convinced that he was fighting him. You know, he was butting heads with another ram. They slipped, broke his lower jaw, and he literally got up to that highest point to where he was farthest away from predators, and literally just died right there.
Starvation.
I mean, I wondered why he was missing these teeth. Like, they're all knocked loose. He's missing the front 2 teeth.
And I think, honestly, with
that
how
would honestly make sense.
That's a great.
I'm not kidding you. I legitimately think, because his jaw was just, I mean, it was hammered.
Patrick, get out of the way.
So I honestly think.
It's fine. You want to be on? You want to be on YouTube?
Yeah, as you notice, you got the lion dogs on the couch.
Couple mean lion dogs here. Huh.
So,
but yeah, either that or he could have maybe got struck by lightning too. That's I've definitely heard of that.
Why are you hiding back there?
yeah, seriously, get in here.
We've already talked about your deer.
Get in here.
Uh-oh. Busted.
Come here.
You're gonna be on
Dennis, come here.
Get in here.
You're fine.
You know these stories better than they do. I don't want to hear you talk.
Actually, it's funner because you can call bullshit when they're lying.
There we go.
Because Ryan and I,
This is Janice. This is my girlfriend.
she's a slayer.
She is a slayer.
Nice to meet you officially.
Nice to meet you.
See pictures of you a bunch.
Yeah.
This is Shaniqua's buck.
When we had it down, we were all looking at it. It was awesome.
Hey,
Okay, Grant, let's hear the story about the buck now.
all right.
Tell everyone what tag you drew.
You gotta tell the
Oh, wait, are
last
we-
half of the sheep story.
Okay.
So last half of the sheep story, we like stumbled a mile after got the Deadhead.
Is it dark yet?
It was getting dark, and we literally like stumbled like a mile.
What day was this of the what month and everything?
Opening day, so September
15th?
You'd have to look at it.
Okay, mid-September?
That's the right side to that bull, Ryan. So anyway, so we were like, okay, we're gonna try to pack these out at least as far as we can. And we were literally both dead. And so we stumbled like, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile or half a mile. to a spot where we had camped previously when we were scouting, and so we had had the horses there and stuff, and there's a good pond and whatever. So we camped right there in the pine trees, made beds out of pine boughs, and
no blankets, no packs.
Space blankets.
Okay.
We have those like emergency bivvies,
Yeah.
like a space blanket material. So we have those bivvies, and we're super prepared, extra layers, and survival gear.
Yeah, but it's still cold as hell, dude.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't, dude. We
Not
built
too
a
bad?
Giant fire. We built a giant fire.
Had a whole bunch of holes in all our gear.
From all the sparks.
So close to the fire.
Yeah,
That makes
built a
sense.
Fire, and I do a lot of backpacking and stuff by myself as well. So when I'm by myself, so I'm not waking up all night, I carry those Tylenol PMs.
Remember a
So
couple of those?
we each took a couple Tylenol PMs and
We don't condone drugs on the hit list. Those are over the counter though. Those are okay.
Tylenol
They work, man. They work.
on the dirt.
The first time I had to get up and stock the fire, it was only like an hour and a half into when we decided to go to bed. And I was like, okay, I gotta figure this out. I'm not about to stock the fire all night. So I just figured out that if I roll over when the fire's about going out and I like kick Garrett in the leg and wake him up a little bit, that he wakes up and he sees that the fire needs stock, so he goes, oh, and grabs some wood.
It's like a remote control.
So that way I don't have to crawl out of my cocoon. I just like reach over, kick it in the leg.
It's way easier. Let him do all the work.
So then the next morning we had probably 2 miles to where my dad was going to meet us. So we got up, ate a Cliff Bar, and motored down to where my dad was going to meet us. And they had a way further ride on the horses than we had hike. So they were, and they had to break our big camp. So they were pretty far behind us. So we actually just took a little siesta. So that's the story on those.
Super badass, guys. You need to text me a sequence of pictures, like kind of tell that story if you could.
We will.
Because I'll go troll on Instagram, but I want if you have like phone pics.
Yeah, no doubt.
No.
So, that guy, he's a rag.
He's a dink.
a rag.
He's a baby.
If you need me to shut that light off or whatever.
It's fine. I got pretty good color.
You need some more light? Here.
That's one of the best mounts I've ever seen, man.
Yeah, he
Did him justice.
turned out awesome.
So what's the story? Where did you what's the tag?
So where it began was
In the Henrys, looking for bucks with our good friend Hagen, Twerk for Bucks. Shout out to Twerk for Bucks.
Wait, did you just you're affiliated with him? Is that what you're saying?
Barely.
You'll claim him, huh?
Oh, we will claim him.
It's better to be his friend than his enemy. That guy could pound you. He's a big scary kid, that's for sure.
But so we were in the Henrys for the weekend with Hagen and my dad and our good buddy David, and got back from the Henrys on Sunday afternoon.
Looking for sheds or just jacking around?
Just looking at
It was August.
Oh, okay.
It was first week of August. We were just looking at deer.
Just went eye candy.
So Sunday night we got back in town.
No, Saturday afternoon.
No, okay, it was Saturday. We were in the Henrys Friday, Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon we got back in town. The banquet was Saturday evening.
Colorado Mule Deer Association.
Oh, right.
And we weren't going to go to the banquet. Jamie, my girlfriend, Janice, and Garrett and I were at the gym. We weren't going to go, and our boss, Aaron, comes out. He was leaving the gym when we were getting there. He's like, dude, I got some tickets for you boys. And so we ended up, long story short, we ended up hammering a workout out, going home, hurrying up and getting ready. And by that time, Jamie was on her way over, which she's really never late when we actually have a set time. But she was late by 15 minutes, which is the best thing she's ever done for sure.
Yeah.
And so we were all sitting in the driveway. We were sitting in my truck waiting for Jamie to pull up so we could leave. And she was 15 minutes late, which worked out perfect because we show up to the show. Everybody already had eaten and they were putting the food away. Garrett says, I'm going to go buy some raffle tags. And I said, all right, snag me one. I'm going to take the girls and get some food.
I still don't remember that part. I think I just bought him a ticket voluntarily.
What a brother.
Yeah.
Big brother.
However, when I bought a ticket.
No, what I said was, hey, buy me one. I don't have any cash. And he goes, weird. So I don't carry any cash because if I have cash...
He doesn't carry any money at all. He's broke all the time. Hey, Fudd, do you want to go get Chick-fil-A? No, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I'll make it one more.
Hey, here's the thing though. I'm
Like an old married couple.
not broke all the time because I don't
Yeah, you got money, just not in your pocket.
I have a lot of money because I don't spend it.
Yeah.
I'm like Garrett over here.
I like when we.
Right, Garrett buys all those fancy mule deer tags for you.
Yep, exactly. So, anyways, he ends up buying the tag. This was already after I got the sheep tag. And so we're sitting there at the banquet BSing with all our buddies, and they're all like, dude, you're going to win. Anyways, I don't even, like, our boss Aaron, I think he bought 50 or 75 tickets. You can buy 25 each. He bought 25 for him, 25 for his wife, 25 for a kid that works for him. And so there's a whole bunch of high rollers in there like that are buying, a couple grand worth of tickets.
Get out of here.
Garrett and I buy, he buys me one $25 ticket, Janice one $25 ticket, him one $25 ticket. And long story short, comes around, he announces the winner. I wasn't even paying attention. He goes, the winner's from Grand Junction, Colorado. And so I kind of
Perked up.
brought my head up a little, and I'm like, okay. Then he says, the number is 532, and Janice had the number.
I had all three.
She had
bars.
531, 532, 533.
She starts freaking out, yelling, say the name, say the name.
Because it was one of us.
Because you didn't know which ticket,
Yeah, I
right?
didn't know whose
It was one of us three. So
And
we
so
were.
he said-
Oh my gosh.
So he says 532, and she throws the tickets in my face, and I'm like, what? And he goes, the winner's Greg Gillespie, and then it was just chaos from there, and so we started hammering, looking for deer.
So what's the tag? Break it down. You got a
Governor's tag. Colorado governor's tag. So
full year.
August 27th to, it's not a full year in Colorado. If they did a full year, they would make way more money. But it's a August 27th to November 31st tag. Any unit in the state.
Any weapon?
Any weapon.
Basically, pick any deer in the state is yours. You got
Yeah,
6
pretty much,
months.
except for, obviously you still got, we just like any other state, sell a couple governor's tags. So there's always the big money guys who
Competition.
are competition. But honestly, to us though, I'm good. Well, both of us are great friends with Justin Hill. He's one of my best friends, and he's been a part of a lot of the governor's tag hunters, and he knows a couple of the better units in the state super well. So, I mean, literally, the minute he won the tag, I called my parents and then called Justin. Justin was like the second phone call, and I'm like, dude, we're on it. And I mean, we literally just started scouting. We wanted to do it ourselves. We wanted to do it, public land. We didn't want to do anything.
We were
big money or whatever. So, I mean, we just started scouting, and we were actually
our first big trip. We had just got back from a trip with my dad and Justin, and we looked over some really good deer, some deer that on any general tag or even any tag that you have to wait 15 years to draw what you'd think is some gnarly deer, like some 200-inch, 205-inch type deer. But just nothing that we even blinked an eye at. It was kind of, that's what we were laughing about. We would roll up on a 200-inch buck and we'd be like, okay, let's keep going.
Next.
He's not even worth checking out.
That's crazy.
And
because we literally, the reason why we had to hurry through those deer that much, like not like to sound arrogant, but the tag was late. It was like August 10th when we got the tag, so it was like we have 20, and he loves velvet, so it's like we got 20 days to find a
Sure.
buck. That's it.
Immediately.
I said, that's what I said. I was like, I would
While
love-
trying to find a ram.
Right.
So
Two
there
tags.
was some pressure. There was a little pressure from school. If I failed those classes that semester, whatever, I could have retaken them. But
Good attitude, right?
So-
Good lesson for the youth.
the only reason you can fail is if you have a governor's tag and a sheep tag in the same. then youth do not fail A's and B's.
There you go. There you
A's
go.
and B's. So.
Summit approved.
So we ended up coming back from looking at those deer, and my brother and I headed into my sheep unit, and it was just the two of us and the goats, and we went for 2 nights, 3 days. And the second night, right before bed, I was kind of feeling a little drowsy, and I just didn't have all my energy. And I woke up the morning we were going to come out, and I was just dead, like zero energy. I got up on the hill. I got up out of camp, and you had to walk 80 yards onto the hill to get to the most epic vantage point ever. We're camped at like 12,200 feet. You can just see everything. And I couldn't breathe going out to that point. I just could not breathe at all. And I told Garrett, I said, dude, something's up. I can't breathe. My chest feels like an elephant sitting on it. And it ended up, I struggled like 7.5 miles back to the truck that day.
So, backtrack once more. We're halfway out, right? He's getting to the point where he's literally straight stumbling and like coughing and just gnarly. And we're like trying to bail off this mountain. And we were up on the ridge, and you had to run the ridge for a couple miles before you dropped down. And on the ridge, we had phone service. So I just happened to have my phone on, so I was checking in with her and my dad or whatever. And Justin calls me, and he goes, "I found a buck." And so then, go ahead.
Justin says, "You got service? I'm gonna send you pictures." So he sends us pictures of that little rag. And he was still, he actually put on quite a few inches from
Yeah, that was early August. Yeah,
from
he's
some
still.
of the pictures that we got of him. So Justin sent us those pictures, and it gave me a little motivation to get out of there. And our plan was to get out of there, get home, bump straight up, and go look at those deer and try and keep tabs on this guy. And we finally got back to the truck. I was dying. I just couldn't. I had zero energy. I couldn't do anything. We get home. It was bad enough I had to go to the doctor. I went to the doctor, and he's like, "Well, you got a severe case of pneumonia."
Oh, okay.
And so I caught pneumonia. I hiked out of there with pneumonia, I guess. And so he says, "Do you want to try and kick this fast?" And I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Double me up, whatever prescription." I was like, this has to be completely gone in a week. I have I said I considerably have the two best tags in the state of Colorado.
At the same time.
The doctor was actually a hunter, so he understood.
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, we're good." He's like, hammer this, and it'll be gone. And so Garrett, he didn't waste any time. He went up there with Justin. They found the deer the next day, watched him, and he was in an area where you really couldn't
glass him. Long story short,
unless you were in his bedroom, you could not see the deer. There was nowhere you could glass him from a vantage point, or nowhere you could look up and glass him.
the only vantage point you could glass him from is where we ended up shooting him from, and that was literally the only vantage point. So I was walking out to that vantage point, and I literally came up over the ridge, and the deer, he is there facing away from me, thank goodness, at 80 yards, like straight up 80 yards. And so I literally looked at, I didn't even pull my binos up. I looked at him for like 10 seconds. I'm like, "There's the buck," and backed off, told Fudd and Justin, I said, "I found the deer." So we went super recon trying to find him the next couple days, and we couldn't find him. So Justin was like, "You know what, let's lay off this area for, we had like 5 days till the hunt." Justin's like, "We need to lay off and not even go in there," because literally you had to be, besides that one vantage point where you could get
too close.
Too close.
Yeah, it just screw you up.
Anyway, so we didn't even see the deer.
We had seen the deer a total of 3 times.
When Garrett saw the deer, that was the last time we saw the deer before the hunt, which was 10 days before the hunt.
Oh, that's scary.
So we were gambling way, way hard on this deer. And we had, the night before the hunt, we had Mike Brownlee with Muley Connection. We had Mike on the phone, and Mike was great friends with Justin, and Mike knew I wasn't about to spend any money to kill a deer. And Mike, we had him on the phone, and he says, "I have this deer found.
On public.
You can kill this deer in the morning."
220-inch deer.
High 220s, low 230s, a lot like what we thought this deer was. And he says, "You can kill him in the morning." And I was like, "Nope, we're going to hammer this out." I had to go back to class on Wednesday. I said, "We're going to hunt this deer as hard as we can for 5 days. And if we do it, we do it."
So the nice thing was August 27th with the lawn gun. That was sweet.
Yeah, velvet
So
rifle.
we went in opening morning, and we split up. Garrett and Lane, my cousin.
Well, tell them how it laid out.
I will. Garrett and Lane, my cousin, went to the only vantage point where you could actually watch where the deer was living. And my dad and Justin and I were planning on heading to, it was just this big open park. The longest shot I would have had was 800 yards. And so our plan was to head to there. But Justin was so worried about us being beat to the trailhead because it was like a roadless area that all roads stopped. There's a wilderness area sign. And Justin wanted to be the first one there, 100%. And we hammered to the sign, and we got there. We thought we were stopped. We thought we had it. We're like, okay, there's nobody else here. And we slept in the truck. We got there at 2 in the morning.
And Lane and I coming up to that vantage point didn't want to walk through that big park that we thought he might be in. So we hiked up from the bottom of the canyon.
They had to start hiking at like 3:30.
Jeez.
3:30 or 4.
How high is this? 11 again?
9,000 feet.
Okay, not
Right at
nice.
9.
So we thought we were the first ones there. We had it, we had our whip, and we ended up like it would have been an hour and a half before light. I look to my left and I see a silhouette of a tent in the pine trees. Like
No!
and
Bow hunters?
Yep.
Oh
the unit
my
we
gosh.
were hunting is you can, as a resident, every year you could draw it.
What are we doing?
Okay, so we gotta go meet the goats.
Oh, meet the goats.
Boys out here.
So the goats,
Charlie.
The kids.
so they're over here, but we gotta make them run. We gotta make them work for it.
This camera's got good light still.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Sony's in the dark. It's freaking awesome.
No, wait, make them work for it. We gotta go over here.
They look like ibex.
They're already on the way.
Spanish
Make
goats.
them run. Come over here, we'll make them run.
They're already coming, you better single.
You already had.
Oh, you guys are rednecks, man. I love it.
Come here. I got tips, boys. I got tips. What up? Look, the horses even know too. They're like snack time.
They're so awesome.
Charlie will get mad and watch. He'll start throwing headbutts.
How do you not shoot them with your bow, man?
That's true.
I'd have a hard time not shooting at them.
The Hawaiians are drooling over this right now. You want to eat them.
Just studs. Yep. Trust me.
What are you feeding them? Chips?
Chips.
Of course. Goat food, right?
Oh yeah. The horses know too.
So is there just one Billy?
No, they're all three billies. They're
Oh,
just,
dinks.
well, he was an actual billy. They're all weathers, so they're all cut.
Oh, okay.
He was a billy till he was 2. These two are two like a year and a half old. Snoopy's almost 3. Charlie's 3.5. But Charlie was an actual billy until he was 2, whereas these other couple
We're babies.
they got cut when they were babies.
Look at the horses. Poor bastards.
Yeah, they want some grain too.
Give me a treat.
I'm the director. Quit telling me what to do. It's a badass truck.
Hunting rig.
It's all business.
So he's
Look at the light.
he's the type of guy who washes his truck 6 times a week. So his truck gets to stay in the driveway, and we're always beating the hell out of my truck.
I know how that works.
Yep.
And then I end up washing his truck for him because it's so dirty it makes me mad.
Yeah, you just have to. He knows that. Kind of like he changes the fire for you. Nice. Got your hound box in there.
Yep.
Badass. It's a cool yard. You guys grow up here?
Yep. Right here.
Because I was ripping her around today. But she,
Just so I don't forget, guys. So you got to introduce your lady.
okay, this is my girlfriend Jamie.
What's up?
There she is.
Okay, so I've always wondered, because you guys, how many years apart are you?
Not quite 2 years apart.
So do you get along most of the time, sometimes all the time?
All the time.
We were like best friends, and then when we fight, it's like
Best friends.
So
Yeah.
the last time we fought, he broke his hand. I got 8 stitches.
Then everybody's like, man, are you like mad at each other? Are you gonna be fine? You won't talk for 2 months? We're like, no, we drove each other to the emergency
Say you hugged it out and you're
I
good.
was gonna say, you guys went like hiking or something 4 hours later.
the next day.
Yeah,
we're good.
So
That's so cool. This shot's so funny. You got the 2 girls with their arms folded and then these guys just BSing.
So these two, same thing. I'm 23, he's 21. They're both 21, and they've both been putting up with us for well over 5 years. So
And we've both known each other since we were 5.
Nice.
it actually works out because like we leave and go hunt, and they just hang out because they're best friends.
Yeah.
So it works.
That is perfect.
It's
A
really
little getaway weekend.
pretty set up.
When's the big day?
Oh, college. Gotta get done with college.
Everything just paused.
That was-
It's like college, kill everything you want, marriage. You can get married before you kill everything you want, but definitely no kids until you've killed everything you want.
Wow. You guys got
And see,
it figured out.
never having babies.
Depends on how many sheds I find.
Pay for that ring with your sheds.
Yeah. And as you can see, check it out. The lion, the mean hound is laying down by the fireplace.
Tough
And
guy.
Next thing you know, she'll be treating a lion and it's 20 degrees. Or
Meaner than hell.
meaner than hell.
Yeah, I love lion dogs, how they can turn it on and off.
So,
Go ahead.
So we showed up at the trailhead opening morning, and we saw that silhouette like an hour and a half.
The tent, that's right.
Like a silhouette of a tent like an hour and a half before light, and we knew there were some other guys in there. So we went over and BS those guys, tried to talk them out of it, because they were going to hunt right towards this deer.
Did they know about him?
And yeah, long story short, I finally ended up just saying, yeah, I got the governor's tag, I'm hunting with a rifle, this and that, and they're like, oh, there's no bucks in here big enough for that tag, and I was like, yeah, there is.
and they claimed they had 30 trail cameras in there all summer, so obviously if that's true, they had pictures of the deer, I mean.
Yeah, they knew.
So I knew he had pictures of this deer, and so I finally just ended up pulling up a picture on my phone, showing him the deer. He showed me a trail cam picture of the deers, and I'm like, okay, so we're on the same page here. This is the only deer in this area that I'll kill that we've found. And so 45 minutes into light, they heard gunshots, so pretty sure that ruined their hunt. But so we ended up leaving the truck, and my dad and Justin and I got set up on our pretty much plan A spot where we thought this deer was going to come out. They were on our plan B spot, and the deer ended up coming out plan B, and Garrett hit us up and said he's here. So we motored around the ravine and crossed this ridge. It took us about 6 or 8 minutes. It was about 3/4 of a mile. We pretty much ran it.
Was he feeding or getting out of there?
So they were like feeding fast. It was to the point where...
Well, they were feeding, but they wanted to get up out of this steep face they were bedded on and feed at the top. So when they were feeding up the face, they were feeding super fast. And the top's like broken up aspens with 0 vantage point.
No, it's bad.
So if they would have got over the top, game over.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting to where we could get set up on the deer, and it was, I said, Justin, give me a range, and he says 850 yards, and Justin, he's guided his whole life, so Justin, you know, he's like, calm down, calm down, calm down, and he was just doing everything he could to get me calmed down. Even my dad was trying to get me calmed down, but we were all fired up, like Justin said, whether he's guided his whole life or not, when you're about to close the deal on a 230-inch deer,
especially with one of your good
friends,
you know?
He was, 100% fired up too. And so he was trying to calm himself and me down, and he gave me a range, 850 yards. He ended up, we have a SIG, an awesome long-range rangefinder, and then we just have the Vortex Ranger 1000s, and he ended up just grabbing the Ranger 1000. The SIG was sitting next to it, but he just snagged the Ranger 1000 and hit it, and he hit over the deer, and he hit 850. He was kind of on a rolling sage flat, and he hit 850. I clicked Garrett's 28 nozzler into 850, and just settled in and hammered one off, and missed. The deer at that range had no idea what was going on. And so I was like, okay, it's a 230-inch deer. We just ran 3/4 of a mile. I'm fired up. I'm going to hammer another one, and I'm going to send it, and hopefully it was just me. So I just jack one in, send it, nothing. I'm like,
and so I'm sitting behind him, and I'm like, I'm the only one looking at a spot and scope. I'm sitting behind him. I'm like, you're high, you're high, you're high, you're high, you're high, you're high, you're high.
Could you see a good vapor trail?
Oh yeah, I could. Well, and I even have the first shot on video, but you could see clearly that he was high. And
so Justin picks up the SIG, hits 750.
No!
And he hits 750.
Oh my gosh.
The deer still had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, that's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so
at that range.
So I clicked down. I think I ended up shooting him. I was 11.5 minutes, and I think I went from like 12.3 minutes down.
That's so big.
And so, I mean, I was shooting a foot over.
I was just say 1.5 feet.
So I clicked down, and I think I was at 11.2 minutes, no wind, and hammered him. I hit him the first shot. My dad and Justin couldn't tell that I hit him the first shot because they were just watching in their binos. Garrett was watching in the spotter. He says, you hammered him. The buck turns, and so first shot, he was quartered away, so I punched him right behind the rib cage, out the front shoulder.
He's dead, yeah.
Second shot, he didn't go anywhere. He just turned towards me. Second shot was
and he started swaying and shaking his head.
Second shot, hammered him right through the front shoulder, out behind the rib cage. So I like X'd him, and he just he piled. And I was all sketched out because that 28, it has a good kick to it, and so I couldn't see him dropping the scope. And Justin was the only one that was 100% that he was right there. And because he was with 6 other bucks and they all ran into the timber.
I was 100% he was right there.
And so I was sweating it. I was freaking out, and because I couldn't see the deer, I couldn't see where he was down. I didn't know whether he was in a ravine tearing up his velvet or what was going on. And my dad's like, I promise that deer's dead right there. Justin's like, he's dead right there. Then pretty soon, like 2 minutes later, this was obviously the lead buck, and all the other deer come back out looking for him. They're like, where's Big Homie at? He's behind. So they go back out, and my dad goes, watch, he's going to walk right to your buck. He walks right there. In the spotter, you can see a velvet fork sticking up out of the sagebrush.
Nice.
You know, it's cool. Wait, and this was what, August
27th.
Opener.
Yeah. You know, a lot of these early velvet bucks, they're all bulbous.
Yep.
And man, they sure shrink down, and he really kept his form.
Looks, that velvet's so awesome.
He didn't suck up at all. Like, when you kill them, they're almost jelly-like. And
So how wide is he, 34?
34.
233 gross?
Yep.
Super cool, man. Are his mini beams 26, 27?
27 and a half.
and this was a super lottery tag, right?
27 and a half on his right beam and 27 on his left.
It's unreal.
Yeah, we had a
So
pretty
bad.
banner year between him killing the sheep and that deer, and then her and I both
Yeah,
had third
the 2
season
bucks.
deer tags. We killed those 2 deer.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Yeah, since I've been here last year, this is what's gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, boom, 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 boom.
I like how you guys team up, man. I think it's super
Farmer
cool.
Dan's bull,
Yeah.
That's my dad's bull.
which is freaking awesome.
That is
You know.
gnarly.
That's
The
from 2
Deadhead
years
Grant
ago.
picked up.
And then this is the right side off of my dad's bull. This is
You almost killed her.
that's we couldn't.
Apologize, Grant. Or
Oh,
Garrett.
hey, sorry, man.
So sincere.
So that's the right side off of.
Oh, that's a cool bull. Lays out flat.
Yep. So we
And that was pretty late. See, that was in November.
it was a 4th season.
Then-
So
This is a deer I killed 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember this one.
He's
Badass.
it's right at 180, and then this deer by him, that's the deer my dad killed.
Big old 3x4. It's tough. Camera never picks up mounts very good.
And that's my in the corner there, that's my biggest outset I've found. He's right at 370.
Massive. Short thirds. We were just talking about that up
short
there.
thirds, that left
Colorado.
Let's go in here.
Yeah, is that pretty common?
Oh yeah.
Then we got some more critters in here.
That's my biggest elkhorn. I couldn't match him up. That one on the,
The
far
fronts
left.
are
He's
ridiculous.
giant.
Let's go upstairs and get the cross view at him.
Yeah. Hey, let's run upstairs.
Let's do your rooms first.
Alright.
Just in case I run out.
We're heading up.
My room's gnarly.
This is cool how you guys have this.
So there's a good shot up here at the sheds.
That set.
I'll get you some more.
That set. He's right at 350 type. We got him pegged down for the year. For this year, we got him. We've been watching him, so as long as nobody else gets in there, hopefully we find him again.
Your mom's pretty cool, guys.
Oh yeah.
She's down with it.
I could tell, yeah. That bull's sweet. And there's that big ass
That's
muley.
what I was gonna say. Who cares about all these others?
Yeah, it's like
Okay, let's go see the rooms.
Okay, his first. Mine's a little dirty.
Some more.
Kuyu for days. Oh, there's some Sitka.
Oh yeah.
We switch everything up. Look, we got some Cabela's Outfitter. We got some Max 1.
I like Cabela's Outfitters.
Oh yeah, we switch it up. We're not loyal.
Stud.
First goat I ever shot.
Archery or rifle?
Archery.
Nice, man.
This is everything in here is pretty much all the stuff we killed when we were younger, just little.
This is your bull from last year, you said?
That's 2 years ago archery bull.
Nice.
That's 2 years ago archery buck.
Stud.
3 years ago. 3 years ago archery buck.
Shooting the rages.
Yep. And some little baby rags from when I was a little baby rag.
So,
I was 12 when I killed this deer. 13 I killed that deer. It's another goat.
That heavy. It's a cool antelope.
That's actually a buck my dad shot. This is my first bull.
Nice, dude.
So
See, you earned it, man.
yeah.
This year was epic, but you've climbed the ladder, you know.
Got some backup kitties in here. More for you.
He's
Sleeping pads.
He's like Mr. Dialed, and we can.
This is funny because let's go see Garrett's room.
It's great. So
You cleaned this up since I was in here.
Dude, check it.
yeah, yeah.
Does anybody need some hunting gear?
It's all camo. Who needs a $10,000 gun?
It's not quite that much.
I don't know, but it's pretty badass.
Yeah, this is the old.
Break it down, man.
So this is 28 nozzler. Ryan Pierce out of Iowa built it. Yeah.
Turn the lid. I got bad light.
McMillan Game Scout on a Jewel trigger, on a Stiller Action, Brooks barrel, muscle brake, Viper PST, Hawkins Precision.
That's a rig, dude.
Yeah, it's a sick gun.
So it's a 28 nozzler. What's it? So what is that comparable to?
It's comparable to 7 Ultra.
Okay.
It's actually depending on how it's set up as far as overall length and stuff. It can be actually a little quicker than the 7 Ultra. I'm shooting right now those 195 grain burgers at 3190.
Damn.
Who knows what that's talking about?
That's smoking.
So yeah, but
very cool.
it's a sick rifle. I love that gun. So other than that, we got Fox Pros. We got
you guys love the dogs.
yeah. So that's it.
Pretty cool, guys.
Yep.
Looks like someone's in your bed with that pillow. It's creepy.
Yeah. That's the hound's fault, man.
There's no critters in there.
Yeah. Plus it's messy. Never mind.
Is that the hunting room?
We got the bow rack.
Oh,
over
that's
there.
nice, dude. Let me go see it. That's cool.
So
Get a bow shop.
no, not really a shop, but we built that rack and
That's badass.
Just all in.
You shooting primes? It looks like.
me and him do. So
And that's the
but
girl.
they're both 2000. Mine's a 2013. His is a 2014. I don't know.
Are you bigger rifle guys or bow guys or?
Well, we're huge archery guys, but this last year definitely our success rate isn't quite as good with archery.
Bow hunting sucks,
You know
bro.
how that is. It does. But
Tell you guys are dirt bikers, like motocross.
Bikes and snowmobiles.
yeah, we
saw
grew up.
snowmobile and gear just laid out in here.
You ride 250s?
I haven't had a bike in 3 years. He hasn't had a bike in a couple years either. We raced so super competitive through high school. Got to the point where I don't know if you have good enough light, but literally the injuries were getting so nasty.
Oh yeah, dude, I've
just
heard.
all over scars.
Never met a dirt biker
literally,
that wasn't beat up.
So 3 years or 2 years in a row, I ruined my archery season. I was debating quitting racing, and on July 21st of 2012, I did this to my arm, and so literally ruined my 3rd archery season in a row because of dirt bikes. So I was like, you know what, done. So we still ride snowmobiles. I rode dirt bikes like 2 weeks ago for the first time in probably a year and a half. Literally had the most fun. Oh,
You
I
missed
gotta
it.
get another bike.
Yeah.
But
Got the old hound dog in gear over here. All the chargers, GPSs.
You guys run lines, but there's no snow.
it's true. We're kind of SOL right now.
It sucks. Did they do okay on dry ground or?
My dogs aren't there yet. They're young. But a couple of my good buddies who I run with, absolutely.
Rocky and I are coming back to hunt with JT
Yeah,
next
he's
week.
great, dude.
We're gonna go ride the mules, I guess.
That's awesome. JT's fun.
He is very cool. He knows everything.
This is Farmer Dan's room.
This is the old man's.
This is
Whoa.
A lot of Farmer Dan's critters.
Colorado, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
That's a big ass Billy. What's he score?
He was
You know?
just under 50.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
say- I would say
48 and 7/8.
Super massive.
Yeah, he's good, Billy.
That's cool. Was he in a burn?
Oh, he was not actually.
I didn't know if this was a black antler.
Oh
was a-
no, Fudd put that number when he was like 7.
Oh, okay. That's a badass antelope.
He's kind
Yeah,
of
super
I got a
narrow.
shotgun way long ago.
Wyoming.
That's a cool buck.
Bucks.
Yeah, I could kill a deer like that
Hey,
every year and
so
be
check this
happy.
out.
Yeah.
So you've seen pictures of this thing on Instagram.
Yeah, we were just talking about
it.
it.
It is as big as it looks.
What is it? Is that 80
Dude,
pounds?
he's huge. This is
Scoot-
my giant.
I gotta scoot back, dude.
Yeah, this is my giant.
My buddy Preston asked me this morning if it was real.
He legitimately is real. Here he is. And, I mean, look at those guard hairs. He's straight. I mean, he's not a wolf, but the largest coyote I've ever seen.
Oh, it's a coyote. You can tell because it's so red.
I mean, lately though, all the Instagram going around, you never know what's a wolf. You know?
Yeah, seriously.
Wolf,
You never know.
shepherd,
It's not a German
Rottweiler.
shepherd, I guarantee you.
Garrett shot a shepherd.
That is cool.
This is the biggest deer single I've ever found. He's right at 90 inches.
That's a Brandy style deer right there. Turn him.
Yeah, that's a Brandy Williams style deer.
Wow.
Big old typical.
You know what's funny? So the reason I know these two boys, like I shed hunt with a lot of these guys from Junction. I hunt with them. We go on whitetail hunts. I just have this little crew I run with, and for 2 or 3 years straight, every time we'd go out, damn it, the Gillespie boys have probably been here. It's freaking Gillespie boys all over it.
Dave Mack's been a long time. And Jerry.
Yeah.
But Dave Mack is like our homie.
But these guys have just been running this country for a good 10 years.
It's all right. Someone has to, right?
All the old school guys, just a hard time.
Oh, they probably hate you.
I love it.
They're like, these punk kids getting in here before us, picking up everything.
Picking up our sheds. That's my favorite. It's not your shed. It's whoever finds it.
I tell these guys, I'm like, you wait, 10 years down the road, you're watching your babies, you're trying to hold down your job. Some 2 punk kids are going to come scoop into your spots. You're going to be so pissed.
It'll happen, dude. It's called passing the torch, man. It's no big deal. You guys would.
We got the girls lurking over here.
Yeah, we're chauvinists.
It's all right.
So that's our first bull. That's from 2008.
That's a cool bull.
Whose bull?
Ours.
Yeah,
We sat down, my dad said shoot, we hammered him.
With a rifle?
He was 12, I was 14.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
He tagged him.
He's a 6 in Colorado. It's, especially.
Oh yeah, over the counter. I mean,
14 years old, 12 years old. That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
It was Garrett's bear from this year.
Yeah, I saw that. The one.
Not a giant.
No, still.
Not a good bear.
Who's a bear?
The story's cool. It's just a fluke.
Good bear. There's a lion we killed last year.
Very
How's the
cool.
lion hunting been this year?
In December we caught 11 cats in December, but
It's slowed down.
it's slow. Just
It wasn't. We didn't catch 11 in December. We caught 11 between late November and then into January. But
January we didn't even hunt. Really.
January we didn't really even hunt, but no. In December we had 1 week that was epic. We caught 5 cats in 6 days. That was an epic.
But that
week.
was between classes, right? Like
Yeah.
these guys are both in college.
Yeah, we're both full time.
Like Garrett
That was
graduates this year. Grant's, you got 2 more years.
Another year, 2 more semesters after this one.
What are you guys doing?
1 year?
I do energy management, so like an oil and gas degree type degree. He's doing
Construction management.
Nice, man.
So
Good for you guys.
Yep, and then that's about it.
Then get married and make some babies.
Eventually, gotta get out of college.
Well, you guys are badasses. I'm glad we were able to track you down. Worked out perfect. So
Absolutely.
good talking with you. Thanks for showing us the crib, fellas.
Yep, absolutely.
Congrats on your year, bro.
Thank you.
Badass. Congrats on your year too, because you were all about it.
Oh, I was here.
I love that you guys are a team, dude. It's our deer, our hunt. That's freaking cool.